Welcome to day one of my reading rush vlog. It's currently July 22nd, so that makes it the first day of the reading rush. It's about like 11 a.m. and I haven't done any reading yet, which probably should have, but I was getting ready for work and then I found out I didn't have work. But hopefully, because I don't have work today now, I can get a lot more reading done because I'll just be home all day and like able to read. So I'm gonna start reading Bird Box in a couple of minutes as soon as I'm done filming. And I actually realized one of the challenges for like the books you're supposed to read for the reading rush is a book to movie adaptation. You're supposed to read the book and watch the movie. And I mean, I've already seen the movie, but like without even knowing it, I like picked a book that fits one of those challenges. So at least I'm gonna get one of them done, even though I probably won't get many of the other like specific challenges done. Yeah, I'm about to start reading this. Like I said, honestly, I could probably get most of it done today as long as I like actually sit down and make myself read, which like easier said than done because I kind of just want to like sit and watch Netflix, but I'm gonna make myself read. Like I need to make myself read. It's gonna happen. I need to do it. Okay. So just a little update on day one. I'm about halfway through Bird Box now. It's only been a couple hours. It's about 2 o'clock now. I started at like 11, I think. It's actually pretty easy to read, even though like you think the material would be heavy. Mostly though what's like throwing me off is because I watched the movie first. I'm used to like those characters in the book, but I'm sure I'll talk more about that in like an actual review of this book. But hopefully if I can get it finished like early enough today, I'll watch the movie again and then like get to really compare the two of them. It is really making me think a lot about like mortality and like in a situation like this what I would do, because there's all these questions of like, I guess I should say mortality and morality, because it's questions of like, is it worth it living in this world, and also like what do we have to do to survive in this world, and can we justify that if we live in the long run? And it's like really interesting to think about those things. So that's the only thing that makes it like slightly more difficult to read, because I'm like thinking about all these like existential questions and like trying to process what I would do if I was in this situation, which is really difficult to think about sometimes. So it's about 5 p.m. and I am officially done with Bird Box. Took a lot of breaks throughout the day, or I would have been finished sooner. But yeah, still got it done fairly early. I probably won't read more for the rest of the night just because it's like starting to rain and it's getting dark, and I don't have good lighting in my room for reading outside from like, apart from the natural light from my open windows. And just because honestly I don't really feel like it. But yeah, Bird Box was really good. I mean, the whole time I was comparing it to the movie because that was like the frame of reference I had for it. But it was really good, and I really liked the book better than the movie, I'm gonna be honest. Even though it made me like so tense. Like the last 60 pages I was sitting here like on edge, like oh god, like what's gonna happen, and like had no choice but to finish the book like right then and there because it was driving me insane. So yeah, I just wrote a bunch of like talking points for the full review of Bird Box, and I'm gonna go like update the Reading Rush website and mark this on Goodreads, and then probably just like chill for the rest of the night, and then start out reading after you tomorrow on day 2 of the rush. So yeah, that's probably it for day 1 then. Good morning! So it's currently July 23rd, day 2 of the reading rush, about 11 o'clock, and I have started reading already. I'm on my second book now, After You. Decided to go for like a shorter book because I think saving Thunderhead, which is like the longest, for last makes more sense, so that way like I can get the other books done and then like have time for that. But I have started reading a little bit. I would have filmed it, but I was just trying to like get some reading done and not have to worry about this since I do have work today, and I have about 2 hours like of free time to read until I have to leave for work. So just trying to get as much reading done as I can in that time frame, because by the time I get home from work it'll be like midnight and I'm not going to want to read then. I've never really like used audiobooks before, but in order to like try to get all these books read around me working, I downloaded Audible and like got this book in for my first free book so that I could try to listen to it at work and get some more reading done that way. I mean, like I said, never listened to an audiobook. I've always been worried that like I couldn't pay attention to it enough, but I listen to podcasts and stuff at work, so I think it'll go okay, hopefully, and that way I can, like I said, get more reading done and move farther along in the book without having to, like, read until, like, 3 o'clock in the morning when I get home just trying to finish this book. So, yeah, the next time I update you guys will probably be when I'm done with this book, whenever that is, because most of day 2 of this rush will be spent with me, like, at work, not able to, like, really update. If something, like, wild happens, like, if I start, like, sobbing over this book in the middle of my job, then yeah, I'll probably start recording it for, like, those views, but yeah, that's probably it. So, please excuse the shitty lighting and my hushed voice. It's like 11 o'clock at night and I just got out of work. My mom's sleeping next door, so I'm trying not to wake anyone up. And also, yeah, lighting's bad because it's dark out, so no natural lighting. Still day 2 for, another, like, hour. I did listen to the audiobook while I was at work, but the work environment that the environment that I work in is really loud and there's a lot of machines making noises, so it was kind of hard for me to listen and pay attention because of all of, like, the background noise going on. So I did manage to read or listen to about 12 chapters, and there's like 7 hours left of the audiobook, so hopefully I'll get more of it listened to and read to tomorrow. But yeah, tonight I listened to it for a couple hours and then I was just, like, done focusing on listening to it because in order to process what was going on in the book, I really had to, like, focus, pay attention, and, like, not just zone out like I usually do when I'm listening to things at work. Especially since it was so loud today, like, I had to strain to hear all the words and everything. Yeah, I'm at it for day 2. I didn't get much reading done, unfortunately, but it's mostly because I was at work and didn't really have an option to read aside from listening to an audiobook, and I tried listening to that at, like, 2 times the speed, but I, like, couldn't process what was happening at all then. So yeah, ideally would have gotten more done today, but that just didn't happen. So hopefully day 3 tomorrow goes better. Hi guys, welcome to day 3 of my reading rush vlog. So it's already, like, noon and I haven't done any reading and I have to go to work in an hour. I'm, kind of pissed at myself for not reading, but also just, like, I don't know. I go into work for 8 hours, so before I go into work, I just want to, like, sit and watch YouTube and be a bad, like, reader. But yeah, hopefully I can listen to the audiobook more when I'm at work and get more reading done that way. Yeah, like I said last night in my update, I'm at chapter 12 of After You, still there because I haven't read it all. But yeah, hopefully with the audiobook I can get farther because, like I said, there's, like, I think 7 hours left on the audiobook, and usually I have about, like, 6 hours every night to listen to, like, whatever I want to listen to in my headphones, so I'm hoping I can get, like, most of it done tonight, although towards the end I'll probably just stop it and wait until I get home to read it because I'm, like, really expecting the end of After You to make me cry just like Me Before You did, and, like, not trying to lose my shit sobbing at work when there's just, like, yeah, other people who can see me and, like, are going to be concerned about me crying, and I don't want to have to explain to them that I'm crying over fictional book characters because, like, while that's valid to me and I'm attached to them, not a lot of people see it that way, and I'm not trying to look like a psychopath at my workplace. So yeah, I'll update you guys probably later tonight about how far I got, but yeah, probably won't get much done today because I'm just being a lazy piece of shit, and yeah, that's how it's going. So, same as last night, please forgive the lighting and if I'm talking quietly because it's 11:30 at night and people are sleeping in my house. But I am almost done with After You. You can see, like, almost done. And I just have to say, what the actual fuck? Like, this is just supposed to be a light contemporary. Like, granted, it's about, like, the main character recovering from her paraplegic boyfriend committing suicide, but, like, still, it's supposed to just be, like, a nice, calm, contemporary, and it's taking the weirdest fucking turns and, like, adding in information that I don't even think was in the first book, and I'll, like, go more into that into the actual review, but I'm just, like, so, like, taken out of this world by the turns that it's taking, and, like, it's just so bizarre to me and, like, disconnected from the first book. and I just like genuinely don't know what's going on anymore. Like, what is this? What is this? Like, oh god. Like, the first book was so emotional and so well written, and like the one callback to it that like really stuck out to me was Lou reading Will's letter, and that was like the end of the first book that made me sob hysterically. And like, this book has distracted me so much like from that happening that like I didn't even tear up when she was reading it, and that was like the strongest moment to me that like really reminded me what this book was. And like, that's something that made me sob hysterically the first book, and I just like didn't even react because I just, what is this? I really questioned like the choices made in this book, or why this book even had to exist at all, and like I don't understand it at all. Anyway, we'll probably finish it tonight just out of like pure anger and like disbelief of where it's gone, and like I want to know where it goes next, because like it's already taken so many weird turns, and there's still like a significant section left. It's not like there's like one chapter left. I'm like, what more can happen? Like, what? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I'm just having a breakdown over it. It's fine. Listening to it in audiobook form at work didn't just like destroy me and confuse me. It's fine. Oh god. I don't understand. But yeah, hopefully I'll finish it tonight, and then I can move on from it tomorrow. Start a new day where I'm not reading this shitty, weird book. So, welcome to day 4 of my reading rush vlog. It's currently like noon, and I just finally finished After You. And I should have stuck to my original opinion of just never fucking reading it. Like, it didn't even really have a real ending. It's like one of those endings where it's like, read the next book and find out. Like, we're not gonna give you any information. And I'm like, the story really should have just ended after Me Before You. Like, I should have just never bought After You, should have never read it. All I feel is disappointment, but like disappointed but not surprised. I just can't wrap my head around the fact that the first book was so good and then that book was just like awful. And I went into it hoping that I would like it and that I'd be wrong about my opinion about it, but it was just awful. Like, honestly, it was awful. It was so bad. But at least it's done now. I can move on. I can start Thunderhead. I'm probably just gonna get it in audiobook form and listen to it at work, because I only have like an hour until I leave, and I'm not really in the mood to like sit here and start reading a new book. But yeah, at least I have 2 or 3 books done, and maybe if I get Thunderhead done early enough, I can like read another short book really quickly and get 4 then, maybe. But yeah, I'm so angry at that book. And it's just like making me not want to read now, because I'm just like pissed off. But it's fine. It's fine. I'm not dead inside. Not at all. So it really just seems like, as a whole, the theme of today is disappointed but not surprised. Because I haven't read it all since the last check-in. Also fairly sure I said it's day 3. It's not. It's Thursday. That's day 4. I'm just a dumb bitch. Like, whatever. I woke up really early this morning, had an eye doctor appointment, and I was just like out of it. Yeah, probably said it was day 3. It's not. Day 4. Day 4. Yeah, definitely. I'm just like going insane. It's fine. But yeah, since our last check-in, I've read exactly 0 pages. Like, Thunderhead still has no bookmark in it. Like, haven't opened it. It's fine. I was gonna listen to the audiobook, and then I listened to the sample on Audible, and I really, really hated it. Like, it made me viscerally uncomfortable. Like, it was just, hated it. Hated the narrator's voice. Hated how he was reading it. I just, like, was not doing it. Like, especially at the bottom it's like 14 hours, and I'm like, absolutely not. I cannot listen to 14 hours of that man's voice without losing my fucking mind. So I'm just gonna probably start reading a little bit of it tonight, and then hope I can get more done at some point. Like, I hate myself. It's fine. I also am like a fake fan because I didn't realize there was gonna be a third book in this series until like Christine from Poland Bananas Books tweeted about it tonight, and like she mentioned the Toll, and I'd never heard of it, and people in the comments were talking about Neil Shusterman, and I was like, wait, what is this? And then found out, you know, third book. I'm just a dumb bitch and didn't know there was gonna be a third book because like I haven't paid attention to anything in YA recently. Sorry, it's fine. I'm a fake reader. Whatever. I hate myself too. Today has been a total flop. Why did I do this to myself? Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Caitlin the Clown. Like, how did I ever convince myself that I was gonna actually read this week? Like, the optimism, the hope, the naivety. Like, you dumb fucking bitch. You don't read. Sorry, you don't read anymore. Like, hate to break it to you, but like, you really don't read anymore. How did you think that you were gonna be able to read like 3 books in this whole week? God. I'm just gonna like hide my shame. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Welcome to my day 5 update where I've read 0 pages. 0. I convinced myself last night that like I'd read more today, so I only read like 3 chapters of Thunderhead. Because I was like, you'll read tomorrow, it's fine. And then I woke up today and all I wanted to do was watch YouTube. Like, sorry. I'm a dumb bitch. I like sitting on my ass and watching YouTube and not doing things that I promised I would do. Sorry. Like, I'm sorry. I'm disappointed in myself. But am I gonna change anything? Probably not. Anyway, like I said, I didn't read at all today. Like, it was a conscious decision to just not read because I was like, can't be bothered. Hate myself. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's whatever. It's fine. Luckily, I do still have a couple days left in the reading rush, and it's Friday night now, so I will have like the whole weekend to read. And if I just like sit and force myself to read and like give myself no other options, hopefully I can actually read. I'm going to attempt to get some reading done tonight. Like, it's 11 o'clock now, so if I read like until midnight and I like make myself force myself to like read that section, read for that long, I can get some reading done, at least a little bit, and like maybe not hate myself so much. But like, it's fine. Self-loathing is a personality trait. Like, don't come at me about it. Yeah, I really hoped that like this reading rush was gonna go well and I was gonna be able to read a bunch of books and like be back on my like book bullshit and be like so in love with reading again, but I'm just not that bitch anymore. Like, I don't know her. Who is she? It sucks too because Thunderhead is actually really interesting. Like, the chapters already just from the beginning like sucked me in and I forgot how much I enjoyed this world. I'm just a lazy bitch. Like, this is a call out. That's all this like is. Today's update is just a call out at me. Like, stop being dumb and just read. You want to read, you have an entire full bookshelf of unread books and you're not reading them because you're dumb and you're an idiot and you're just not reading. Why did that stupid like therapist meme just pop into my head? And it's like, therapist, what do we do when we're feeling upset? Me, self-loathing and hatred. Therapist, no.
All around me are familiar faces.
I need to attempt to fill that sadness with books. That's what I need to convince myself to get more reading done tomorrow. So hopefully I'm back tomorrow with more reading updates instead of me coming at myself updates. So it's currently the second to last day of the reading rush, and I at least have a slightly more optimistic update than I did last night. I actually have read today. Granted, it's like 7 o'clock at night now, and I only just started reading in the past like 2 hours, but at least I'm reading. Since it's like a Saturday and I worked all week, I was like running errands for most of the day, which is why I didn't really have time to read. But once I did have time to read, like I've been reading for that whole amount of time, especially because Thunderhead's like such an interesting book, and it's like just getting to like the really like juicy bits, and I hated that, sorry, the like good parts. I'm like really interested and I want to know what happens next, even though like sometimes I find myself like questioning what happened in the first book because I read it so long ago. But like for the most part, I have a pretty good idea of what's still going on, and like it's really interesting. And yeah, although I will admit I flipped to the last page of the book to read the last sentence because it's a really bad habit that I have, because I'm an impatient like little bitch and I can't wait. Like I've spoiled so many books for myself just skipping and reading the last sentence. Am I ever gonna stop doing that? No. So I read the last sentence and like kind of gave some stuff away, but not really. At least I'm sure once I get farther into the book, it'll be like more of like a oh my god like moment. But right now I'm just like, okay, whatever, that's fine. But yeah, so far I've read about like 80 pages today, just because while I've been reading for the past like 2 hours, it's been like in the car on the way to dinner, like on the way back, and just like didn't really have that much time to read. And I do plan on reading more for the rest of the night, but like I'm probably going to hang out with a friend, and I'm not gonna just like sit there and read a book while I'm like hanging out with a friend who I don't get to see that often. So might read some more tonight, might not, just depends on how it all works out. But I still have tomorrow, and I'm like almost halfway through, like kind of close. So if I just read a little bit more tonight and then just like force myself to sit down tomorrow and just like do nothing but read, I think I can like get a lot of it done, or all of it done, and then at least I can accomplish my goal that I set out for of like reading these 3 books. So yeah. So today's update comes courtesy of the brand new tripod that I bought on a whim at 11:30 p.m. last night at Walmart on like during peak crackhead hours. So yeah, setup's a little weird because I'm like testing out the new tripod, seeing if it works, seeing if I need to like go return it, which hopefully I don't have to because I really don't want to deal with that. But it's the final day of the reading rush. Haven't started reading yet. It's like 1 p.m., but I honestly only woke up at like 12, so yeah. I like I did read a little bit more last night, so I'm like past the halfway point, which is good because I'm gonna force myself to finish it today. I need to hold true to my word, but like, and I have a lovely guest here who will help me hopefully finish reading. This is King Bert. He decided that he wanted to be in my room on my bed today, so that's where he's gonna be because he's an old man and he gets what he wants. So he wants to sit here and purr, and that's fine. I'm gonna let him. So you know what? He's my co-host for today, and he's gonna help me read. Right? Okay, you're just gonna lick yourself. That's great. Yeah. I'm like pretty sure. What are you doing? Like pretty sure I can get through the rest of Thunderhead. It's not that much, and it'll help too that it's like really getting interesting, and I want to know what happens. So I'm like pretty optimistic that I can read it, especially because I do have until midnight tonight, and I'll just make myself read, like force myself to do nothing but read, which like yeah, I'm just gonna make myself read so I can like get this done and like actually do what I said I was gonna do during this reading rush. Yeah, I don't understand how people manage to read like 7 books this whole week. I couldn't. I'd be dead. Like I'm already dead and I've only read 2 books. But yeah, I'm really holding out hope that I can finish Thunderhead and at least read the 3 books I set out to read. But you know what? I'm speaking it into reality. I will finish it. I will finish Thunderhead today, and I will complete the challenge. And this little cat's gonna help me. He's just gonna keep me happy while I sit here and read in my room all day. Because I don't want to disturb him. So then if I just sit here and read, I'll be content. So I'm finally done with the goals I set out for the reading rush. I'm officially done with Thunderhead. Finished it like maybe like 10 minutes ago. But I'm just happy that like I'm done reading, which ironic because I'm supposed to be like a booktuber, but like me forcing myself to read just like doesn't make me happy. It's fine. So yeah, I'm officially done with the reading rush then because I finished Thunderhead. But it's like 4 p.m. now, so it really only took me a couple of hours to finish reading up the last section. And it helped because like, again, I know I've said this multiple times, but like the book is really interesting. And it was a good book to choose to end on because like I didn't feel like I was forcing myself to keep reading, which is always a good thing because I genuinely wanted to know what happened. Although I'm a dumb bitch and I spoiled myself for the ending. Like even outside of me like reading the last line, I was adding the book on Goodreads. I think this was yesterday, but I was adding it to like currently reading, and up popped The Toll, which is like the next book, right? So I was like, oh, I'm sure the description won't give away too much if I start reading it. Like, I'm fucking dumb, okay? Like, it's fine, it's fine. I read it. Major spoilers, like, so I'm sitting there
barbecue sauce on my titties.
like, what the fuck? So the entire time I'm reading the last couple chapters of this, I'm like waiting for that to happen. But even with that, like, it was still really interesting to see, even though like kind of knew what was gonna go down. But it's still like a wild cliffhanger to just be like, okay, where are they gonna go next? And now I'm just like desperate for the next book, and I'm like hoping that maybe if I get to go to YALLFest this year, they'll have like arcs again, possibly. Even though, you know, it took me forever to read this arc, like maybe if I get that arc, I'll actually want to read it because like it's a huge cliffhanger and I want to know what happens. Like, I need to know. I'm a nosy bitch. Like, I need to know. But anyway, this is probably it then for like this year's reading rush vlog, for the 2019 reading rush, the first one I've ever done. Will I do it again next year? Like, I don't know. I kind of feel dead inside. It's fine, but at least I've been reading. Like, even though I felt like I was forcing myself to read, I haven't really read a lot in the past couple of months, and it was nice to just like lose myself in a good book again. So maybe I'll actually read some more. And yeah, it's been like fun to just challenge myself to see like how much I could read like around work and everything. And yeah, I'm really excited to like film reviews about those books, and just, yeah, we'll see if I do this again next year. Like, I'm sure once a couple of months have passed and there's like, I don't remember what it was actively like to be in this situation, there will be like some more optimism and I'll be like, yeah, I can read. But we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching.